There we go. Busy, busy, busy today. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to do a Q&A real quick here. I wanted to catch you guys up on this past week because it was amazing. I had the opportunity to join this club called the 100 Million Mastermind. 100 Million Mastermind. And you got to pay $100,000 a year to be part of it. And what else can I tell you? You got to be doing $100 million a year, which I'm not quite there yet. But I met some amazing people, some amazing speakers, just a great networking event. And, during my meeting, I kind of talked about one of the guy's speeches. He's an amazing guy. His name's Marshall Silver. And he said, hey, guys, who wants me to change their life today? Put your hand up if you want to volunteer to come on stage and I'll change your life. And one guy put his hand up. And a little bit later, he said, listen, guys, let me ask this question again. I am going to help change lives. I am going to give you the best year of your life. This next week, you're going to be unstoppable. You will become a billionaire. He goes, you will have the best sex. You'll become the best parent. You'll become the best husband or wife. He goes, this is your year. You're going to have the biggest, hairiest, audacious goals, and you're going to stomp those goals. And he just went on, and he goes, now, let me get a hell yes if you guys are in to come on stage. And everybody had their hand up. And what that taught me was I always teach people, ask. You got to ask. You never ask. Ask for the sale. Ask. Ask for that prom date. Ask for anything. Ask for a discount next time you're at a restaurant. Ask for an upgrade at the hotel. Ask for an upgrade at the airline. If you don't ask, you'll never get it, but there's a way. The purpose behind the ask matters. And, we had this meeting, and I'm getting text messages all day. I've got the best day ever. I've had the best day ever. I'm doing the best day ever. And it's amazing when we ask, when people actually believe, and they believe in themselves. I was talking to the guy. I have this beautiful thing here. You guys can read it. I will be, I will be, I will be, I will be. He says, you've got to make that I am. You just haven't deposited the money yet. I am, I am, I am, I am. So I'm going to get this redone. I put I am, I am, I am, I am. But if you guys got questions, this is a Q&A. I've got a list of ones that are already out there from the people that have asked. So we're going to go into it. If you guys got any questions, leave it in the comment section. I got to try to make this a little bit smaller so I can see the comments. All right, let's get started, folks. Questions from the course students. A lot of my competition charges a service call fee to avoid tire kickers. How does that work doing a free estimate instead? We used to charge a $50 service call, then we went down to a $20 service call, but I don't charge one for free estimates. I don't think you should charge one for new construction, but I do think for a service call, if you need your stuff serviced, gas prices are up. I think people expect it. You charge a $20 fee, but then you could always say, listen, are you serious about getting the work done today? Do I have if I get a guy out there today and the price is right, you're happy with the work, you're happy with the guy, you're happy with the price, you're happy with everything. Are you willing to get the work done? You are the decision maker. Then I don't care. I'll take that call. But it's your dispatcher's job to give you the best opportunities to the best guys with the least amount of time on the road. Okay? Let me repeat that. It's your dispatcher's responsibility to give you the best opportunities with the least drive time that you could get. So right now, when you can't keep up with demand, it's okay to have a service call. I'd rather just have a higher price. Depends on how quick you get out there. If you're 2 weeks out, charge a higher service call. I get it about not giving a quote up front. What about those customers that seem to require it before they let you in the door? Well, I tell people, listen, how am I supposed to diagnose your car over the phone? I need to get at it and I need to look at it. But here's how much it costs to basically, if everything you're saying is correct and you've got it all narrowed down, but I cannot say that until I get a pair of eyeballs on it. I cannot give you an exact price. That's like saying, let me hear your car noise and I'll tell you what it's going to cost. Now, if you ask me for an oil change, I better be able to quote that over the phone. So if the client calls in and they say, I've got a 10 by 10 wall. It's got this type of drywall on it. It's got this type of whatever, mud on it. And I need it painted. And I got the color. I know exactly I'm going to buy the paint. And you can't give them a quote, then shame on you. But if you expect them to diagnose it over the phone, you just say, listen, let me get a guy out there, take a peek at it. I don't know what we're looking at, and I don't want to do a bait and switch like my competitors because they're going to come out there and say, oh, it wasn't, I didn't know about this. So that's my advice for that. You said penny chasers tend to leave lower reviews, and they may not be the best customer to go after. Should I consider that even if I'm trying to get my startup and I need every customer? That's a really, really interesting question. I got to tell you what I've learned in the past is some customers I don't want. Right now, you're going after everything, and I get it. It just, right now, it depends on how much money you have. If you've got money, you got more resources, you can afford to do better marketing that attracts your avatar, your best customer. Defining your customers half the battle. In fact, I don't even have mine perfectly dialed in. We're working on our unique selling proposition and who our avatar is. It's really, really, a lot of people say they have it figured out. I love those people because they're usually wrong. And they got their everything dialed in, apparently, but you could go in their business and tear it apart. You know, one thing I could say is trying to be as humble as possible is this business needs a lot of work. So I have some answers because I've experienced them firsthand. You know, I'm hearing the grind every day. But anybody could walk in my business and give me 25 tips, trust me. When we're doing a SWOT analysis, I love hearing the weaknesses and opportunities. I don't need to hear anything about our strengths. So everything you hear is just based on my point of view. And, you know, I've been through a lot of this stuff, but listen, I go visit $500 million companies all the time because that's who I aspire to be like. But we're growing so fast. I can tell you this, 500 million, I think we're going to surpass in 2 years because we're doing a lot of acquisitions. So it depends on where you're marketing to get those penny pinchers. You know, I think every single source could be good, even Craigslist, even OfferUp, even Facebook leads. You could do stuff even on Groupon or Living Social. They're not my favorite leads, but it gets you going. You want to stay productive. You need to have a busy day. Let me read some of these questions here. How did or do you break out a minimum call performance of some techs? How did you break out a minimum call performance of some techs? Well, you got to get them on a performance improvement plan. You need to have ride-alongs. You need to get them working with the best. Today, I made the comment, if you're not working, if you don't have the top 5 guys in the company on speed dial and learning what they're doing and call them after every call, you've got issues. I'm calling 5 smart guys every day, asking them for advice. I surround myself with people that are better than me at a lot of things. I don't need to be the best at everything. Not when I got a go-to person. So your technicians that aren't as great, a performance improvement plan. It's called a PIP. You need to get them on a PIP. Speaking of PIPs, I got these forms that I use for PIPs that I need to order. And they're the perfect PIPs. Actually, I got them from Al Levy. Let's see here. What are the 1 or 2 things you did that made the best difference? 3 things I can tell you. I've been reflecting. There's 3 big things that I thought of this week that really mean a lot. I'm going to write them down first, but these are the game changers. You guys are anticipating what I'm writing, aren't you? So networking, hiring, and systems or standing operating procedures. So why would I pay $100,000 to go to a freaking mastermind? What is that? Crazy? Well, everybody there is doing 100 million. Everybody there is millions or billionaires. And it's the networking. You know, Grant Cardone said it the best. Hang out with billionaires, you become a billionaire. Hang out with millionaires, you become a millionaire. You hang out with your normal friends, take your 5 closest friends that you hang out with, divide their income by 5. You'll be within 20% of that almost every time. I hate to say this, but if you want to change the people you're around. You tend to be them. So you got to do a performance improvement plan. Let me see here. Why can't give prices in plumbing on the phone? My CSRs aren't plumbers. No, you don't have to get prices over the phone. But if someone calls in and says, how much is a new toilet? And you say, I will not at all give you anything over the phone. You seem like a shiesty ass company. So if somebody says exactly, no, we don't give price over the phone. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me ask you, Mr. Jones, how are you today? Listen, let me ask you something. What is your cross streets? Oh, you're off of Higley and Southern? Well, look, let me just see one thing here. You know, Mr. Jones, I've got a technician that could be out there today between 5 and 7. Now, I don't want to tell you something that could be incorrect, but I'll tell you what I could do. I could have him swing by. He'll be there in those 2 hours. And if you like what he has to say, he'll have everything on the truck to get the job done. Do not get prices over the phone, but if you must, okay, let me tell you guys how I do it. We've got level 1 and level 2 CSRs. Level 1 takes everything. They're not allowed to know pricing. Level 2 is really freaking good at what they do. They're good at booking the call. They're good at not giving away all the information because we truly cannot diagnose a garage door over the phone. So level 2 tries the second time, and if they got to give a little price, they give a variance that they could go between this and this. And if the customer says, I can get it done for this, say apples to apples, call around everywhere you can. Apples to apples, we'll do a price beat guarantee. Same warranty, same product. But we carry oranges, and I like to sell oranges when people are selling apples. Yes, I'll show you guys the PIP form. Let's see here. I know you have other garage door companies come out and tour your facility. How can we get someone set up to come out and do that? I'm having a garage door show for the trades. November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we're going to be doing a shop tour. I'm going to be showing them all my trucks. We are going to show everything there is. We're taking the, the drapes, the curtains, and we're going to show you guys everything. We're going to show you guys how we do what we do, and it's going to be phenomenal. And we're creating a buyer's group. So everybody's going to save a shit ton of money. November 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's called Vertical Track. So let me just see one thing real quick on Google here. If I search Vertical Service Titan, Vertical Track, let me see if it pops up. We're going to have to put the link. I'll put the link in here right now. Hold on one second. Sorry. Oral. So the event's going to be called Vertical Track. It's going to be killer. Can't wait for it. It's just going to be the best thing ever. So I'm going to put this right now in the group. So if you guys want to come and your garage door guys, this is going to be the game changer. If you can't afford to be here and take time off, then you're nuts. That's the whole reason you need to come out. That's the whole reason you need to be here. Someone said, bullshit. Okay. So, hi, Tommy. Is there a way for a small business? I'm a man in a truck to become a dealer for garage door company. Clopay sent me to buy the dealer in my town and won't sell to me direct. I can't be competitive with dealer prices, and it's hard for me to sell doors like that. What should I do? Come to my show. I promise you it's a game changer. Service Titan's going to be here too. So let's go over some more questions here. What are your current COGS, and do you include sales commission in it? Yeah, any commission, anybody doing the work need to go into COGS. So how much does it cost to complete a job? So you need to have your direct, you can't charge your CSRs and stuff like that, but you're going to put any direct labor on that job into your COGS. So yeah, you definitely want to include that. That's from John. Any materials and any labor that went into that job and anything that goes directly onto the job. If there's a permit involved, that goes into the COGS. Let's see here. Was branding A1 harder than you thought? Let me tell you guys about yesterday. This is a pretty cool story. Yesterday, those of you who live in Phoenix, there's a guy named Brandon Raffy. He's on every freaking bus stop. He's all over the place. He's everywhere. He's on every billboard. He's on the buses. He's on the bus stops. He's on the small signs, the big signs. He's on TV. He's on the radio. Well, my trainer, my physical trainer, I was talking about him one day, and he goes, oh, he's my client. And I said, dude, you got to hook me up. You got to get me to a lunch with him. So I met with him yesterday, and I said, dude, you're just murdering it. Just what's your deal? And he goes, well, Tommy, the strategy is you go into a market so hard that people are talking about you. They're literally, this guy's like a celebrity. They were like, they gave me 15-minute wait time. He walked in 5 minutes later. They sat him. It was crazy. And, maybe there's a little bit of, I don't know, celebrity there, and I don't care about that. But when you do the right media buys, TV, radio, billboards, here's the secret sauce, if you guys want to hear it. He used to be at 36% conversion rate. He's worked on his standard operating procedures, his systems, his checklists, and now he's at 71% conversion rate. You cannot spend that kind of money unless you have a high closing ratio and you charge the right amount of money. Most people, I was talking to this guy that's worth about $800 million that spoke at the event, and he said most people don't have high enough pricing because they have low self-esteem, is what he said. Most owners don't charge the right prices because they have low self-esteem. Think about that. Low self-esteem equals low prices. I'm not saying I'm the best believer, whatever, but I believe in the product. I believe that we offer a service that no one else does. I truly believe that. So that's the goal. The goal is to get to the point where, he's getting 800 contracts a month when Lerner and Rose only getting 550. It's freaking insane. I'm so happy for this guy. He's killing it. But what's nice is he's like, just come into my shop. We'll work together. I'll show you everything I know. I think that's massively, it's the coolest thing ever that he's willing to open his mind and his business to me. A lawyer, think about that, a personal injury attorney. My show's going to be in Phoenix, 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yep, this is it. It's the Brandon Ralphie Law Group. Boom. Let's see. Tommy, marketing agency to creating home service brands. Should my concrete coating company have commission sales? I don't like the word commission. I like performance pay. If you don't base it 100% on commission. Start thinking about how you help the customer out. The problem I hate about commissions is on, for example, on, let's see, we're in August. So August 30th, commission salespeople, if they got to pay rent, they tend to do things that are disingenuous. So when you pay commission or performance pay, I think it should be rated off a few things. Customer satisfaction needs to be a big one. I think not getting warranty calls is a big one. I think putting a yard sign out is a big one. I think sales matter, so I would do that. I base it off a conversion rate too. We've got a scorecard that we base our stuff off of that gives you different brackets, and that's how we do our pay because I want a well-rounded performance pay, not just straight commission. So yes, absolutely, for the majority of your people should be based on commission, but performance pay. I think everybody in the business, your trainers, every single person eventually at A1 will be. Those programs are harder to come up with than you think. You can't just throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. You got to really work on what's going to motivate people to do the right things. My goal is to keep people not necessarily working harder, but more efficient. One of the things I took out of this 100 million, it's called the 100 million mastermind, is the guy said, look, guys, you guys might not have the money yet, but you shouldn't be doing anything when it comes to cooking your own meals. You should not be doing your own laundry. You should not be cleaning your house, doing your landscaping. You should have a private jet. And his whole point was, is your time best off doing those minuscule tasks that you get minimum wage for? Now, obviously, getting a pilot on a plane is a different story, but he said, depending on how much you travel, you could be burning, several dozens of hours a quarter, if not a month, depending on going through security and so a lot to think about. And some people say, look, I like to make my own bed. I like to clean. I like to do this. If you enjoy doing it, don't stop. I'm not coming to you telling you, if you love mowing the lawn, freaking mow the lawn. If you want to be a better dad and just show off to your kids that you still give 100%, I'm fine with that. But you want to make your life as efficient as possible. I have the trainer come to my work in our gym because, number one, it's very, very easy. I can't make excuses like I can't go to the gym. And he gets really, really mad if I don't work out. I mean, he's a good trainer because of that. But just think about ways to think about how you can make yourself accountable. Let's see here. Would you share your average ticket today? I'm in Service Titan. Now, this doesn't – see, what I don't like about Service Titan it doesn't account for zeros. So we got to take it and export it to Excel to do some stuff. But if you don't include the zeros today, our average ticket with door sales, and we sell a lot of freaking doors, is $1,330. Our average service ticket today with zeros, 590. Well, 591. So, if you guys aren't charging enough prices in this economy, you are effed. You're effed. You will be out of business within 1 year. If you're not raising your prices, Biden just approved, the House Democrats just approved $3.5 trillion. Okay? If you don't think inflation's about to go rampant, and here's the deal, I don't think they're going to be able to raise interest rates right now because the economies can't do that with COVID. So low interest rates, a lot of money entering the market, basic economics, rapid inflation. Better raise your freaking prices, man. I'm telling you today. I'm telling you right now. Raise your prices. You're getting your prices raised, right? I don't even want to go into it, but you got to raise your prices. Let's see. I'm quoting you on that right now. Do you mix repair tickets and install tickets for an average ticket or keep them separate? I just told you I kept them separate. Well, what's next for A1 Garage? Richie, long time, brother. We're in 19 states. I think we'll be in 40 states here within the next 2 years. My plan is getting into garage door flooring as well as garage door storage solutions. Got some big plans. The only way to get past $1 billion in revenue is, I think, to get into a couple other things like floor coatings and storage. So we're going to be starting that in Phoenix. And I'm still obsessed with garage door expansion for what we do. I think it's a lot easier to stay in one industry and grow while we develop the other industries. We'll nail it in Phoenix and we'll scale it. Hell yeah, great job. Tell us every other trade makes the markup. Yeah, every other trade makes good markup. Look, dude, I don't understand. If you guys can't afford a billboard, if you guys don't have a nice office, if you guys can't afford a COO that makes a couple $100,000, if you guys don't have new trucks and a nice brand new iPad for your guys and be able to have recruiters and a nice training center and be able to buy lunch for your own employees, then you're not effing charging enough. I'm sorry. Look, you can't have same-day service. You can't be all three. You can't be the best timing, and the cheapest. It's impossible. In fact, I'm by far not the most expensive. I promise you that. Trust me. HVAC guys are getting in the industry and charging $2,200 for an opener. I'm not even bullshitting. I got invoices. So that's where we're at. I think everybody needs to make sure they charge accordingly for their own business. What do your marketing meetings look like? So marketing, we have a bunch of KPIs. We look at supply and demand. We look at capacity. Are we getting the right amount of jobs for the technicians? And then I look at this. I need to know who's in the hopper. I need to know who's on a PIP. I need to know who's not going to be here in a month, because after the third performance improvement plan, we might feel it's better to go separate ways or make you another position in the company. So I've got to understand there's a perfect balance. And that's what we're always thinking about is, how many guys do we need here? Do we have top? When do we do? I've got 3 levels of marketing. One is just basically reputation. 2 is mailers and other things like Google. And the third one is billboards, TV, radio. You can't afford to do those things if you don't have high conversion rate and good average tickets. You just can't. So the 3 levels. So we talk about when we're going to hit that third tier. We're going to be doing that in Tucson, Milwaukee, Detroit, and Vegas here in the next 6 months. Tommy, what you're doing is effing awesome. Thank you. I'm a visionary. How do I find a great integrator? There's a great book that talks about this called Rocket Fuel. And in the back of Rocket Fuel, they tell you how to find an integrator. But the best way to find an integrator is to find somebody that's already doing something similar, maybe a similar business, and you go there and you steal them. You give them something better. You say, why people get behind me is because they see that I'm hungry. They see I have passion. They want to be somewhere where they can grow and where they can deal with the owner. I met a brand new guy here. His name's Daniel this morning. He's on my marketing team, and he said, Tommy, He goes, one of your employees came out and he talked so highly of the company that I knew I wanted to work here. He goes, quite honestly, I feel like I'm home because this is only my third day. I said, listen, man, listen, you take my cell phone, you call me anytime. You come with any ideas, come into my office. I mean, book it with Bree. I just don't want him to walk in. But I said, listen, I'm available via text. And then I saw him see the technician, and they ran up and gave each other hugs. And that's the kind of place we have here. It's the energy, it's the passion, it's everything. And I think it's really, really important. You know, I'd rather make a little bit less money, but have a place that people would really appreciate coming into, that they felt welcomed. They feel like the owner's still part of the business, because I would rather not own this business if I wasn't going to be part of it. Honestly, at that point, if you don't have the passion, there's a great book called Built to Last. And I would definitely leave the next leader. I'm not saying I wouldn't be a part owner of it, but I'm having too much fun being part of it. Let's see here. What days of the week do you meet? How long are the meetings? What are the goals and the metrics you look at? I look at, we meet once a week on marketing. There's a couple other meetings that go into recruiting and stuff like that. One of the biggest things I try to figure out is, what is our cost per acquisition? And the more affordable it is, the more I want to grow that market. As long as, see, I look at percentage of revenue we're spending in that market too, because I'm spending less than 10% and it's a low cost per acquisition, then I want to figure out a way to get a lot more calls. There's always what's called a lull of diminishing returns. So I think after you consider you own the market at 15 to 20%. It's hard to get above that. And no matter how much more money you spend, it's not going to give you a big ROI. So you got to make sure it's not, when you start to plateau, like I can't have 400 technicians in Phoenix. I think I can get to 150 probably, because we're damn good at what we do. We've got amazing employees that get people to come work for us because they're in their garage. Talk about an amazing employee. Great employees equal great customers. See, I always got it wrong. I always thought, how do I get customers? Now I say, how do I recruit internal customers? How do I become better on Glassdoor and Indeed? How do I make it the best place ever to work? And I got to tell you, I'm light years away from where I want to be. It's not perfect right now. I got a lot of work to do, but I genuinely, truly, honestly, whatever you want to call it, I really want people to change their lives. I want them to have a better relationship with their kids. I want them to go on vacations that matter. Those are the things I want here. I don't, we're allowed to make money at the same time. You know, so some people think you can't have both. The business has got to make money, because I got a fiduciary responsibility that this company doesn't go under, to every employee here. Appreciate the insight, Tommy. Can you interview a residential electric service company entrepreneur that's doing really well? Absolutely. I'm a residential electric company. We work for a big home builder. I'm having some issues raising prices, but not being so overpriced that the builder hires someone else that we aren't losing. You know, I just got a book that you need to read. This lady was on my podcast. She's amazing. Her name's Carolyn. Quit Getting Screwed. The deal is, if you don't have the right contracts in place with an escalation clause in there, you could get really screwed by your builder. I think the main thing that you got to realize is you need to show them the supply chain, and you need to move with the supply chain. Look, my buddy's a builder. His name's Zeke. And, I had to pay just small spot, $12,000 to replace a roof. And he said, dude, here's the cost. Here's the cost of the flashing, the plyboard, whatever. I mean, look, it's out there right now. Everything's expensive. The builders should understand that. They know what's going on. They're gonna take your prices and mark them up anyway. Should we just hold on and wait for this shortage COVID thing out, or should I demand more money if I don't get it? Leave. Most customers will, trust me, they understand. And I don't think you leave because you paid for the acquisition costs. You got to figure out a way to earn their business. This COVID thing ain't going away. Supply chain is not getting fixed. It's not going to get fixed in the next 6 months. It's not going to be fixed in a year and a half. I'm sorry, but nobody can get raw materials. Most of the factories are still shut down. They can't hire. So if you think this is just going to float on by, unfortunately, and I mean this with all due respect, but it's not. We're not done. We're not done yet. This is it hit way too hard. There's still factories shutting down. Supply chain's getting worse. Next month it'll even be worse. Those guys are out of springs. It's not getting any better. I'm sorry, but it's getting worse. The air conditioning units are going to get worse. In fact, some of the biggest companies I know are buying every brand. Instead of the one loyal brand that they got the best multiplier, they're buying from everybody. Question: how do you hold a challenging employee accountable? I rid myself of challenging employees unless he's like super important to you. If he's that much work or she's that much work, you need peace in your life. You don't need anxiety and stress. You already own a business. It's enough. How do you hold one accountable? Checks and balances. You know, when I was at my buddy's, just now his name is Leland Smith. He's got a CSR or a dispatcher that calls on every single call and makes sure that they go over with the customer everything that guy should do, why that guy's still in the home working on the HVAC unit. It's amazing the processes of a $500 million company. I just got to tell you guys, it's very interesting. But checks and balances are how you do it. Can you share one thing that helps the company culture be more positive? Well, I can share a bunch of things. I think having an open line of communication, being able to talk to me, being able to talk to a manager. I think having people's ideas and actually running with them. 25,000 bottles we raised today. We hit our target. 25,000 bottles of water for the homeless. That wasn't my idea. That was one of our technicians' ideas. Have a place that's open communication. Just do nice things. You know, we bought lunch for everybody yesterday. I think there's just here you go. Here's 1,501 ways to reward employees with little to no money. Buy this book if you want to learn. This isn't my main copy. My main copy is in my house. But this is an amazing book. If it was my main copy, the whole back of it would be notes. Where do you generate the majority of your leads? From Joe Johnson. I do the majority of mine from Google. But when I was at this $100 million mastermind, they do a new strategy that I'm going to get a hold of the lady. I might go visit her in Tampa. It's called micro influencers. And there's a lot of ways to generate leads. Listen, I'll give you any source possible. I don't care if it's Yelp. I don't care if it's Angie's List or Angie Home Advisor. I don't care if it's Groupon. I don't care if it's Living Social. I don't care if you got a paper performance with your newspaper. I don't care if you're Craigslist posting, social media. I can make money posting on TikTok. Everything works. It just depends on what your strategy is and how much time and effort you're going to put into it. I like customers that go straight to Google when something breaks. They look for the best company. Hopefully they search my company because my brand popped out in them. So TV, radio, billboards, but there's got to be a combination. And you got to have a wallet to be able to do that. You got to let it work for 6 months. I haven't had much success with Valpak. It's not right for me. Is it not right for me? Or is there a better strategy to make it work? Depending on the business, there's a lot of crappy ads. So I learned how to make a great ad. You always put the offer on the right-hand side because people flip through it. They hold it tight on the left side. They flip through it and they look at all the stuff on the right. Number one. Number two is make less clutter. Clutter. I see these Valpaks and I'm like, what the hell do they even do? You can't even figure it out. Have your strong, you might want to have a loss leader that get in the door stuff, like a tune-up or something. I think Valpak works. I think that's Valpak works when it's sitting on the counter because they just got the mail. So it's got a 2 to 3 day shelf life. And if the garage door, the carpet needs to be clean or whatever before it makes it in the trash, it works. But don't expect it to be your everything. When you do Valpak, you want to make sure that you are doing pay-per-click, just like if you do radio, TV, or billboards. You got to bid on your own keywords and make sure when they go to check out your reputation that you pop up. My competition likes to say things about my company that are not true. How do you combat those unethical operators? Well, you can confront them or get a lawyer, but I don't think it's worth it. I think they kind of put themselves out of business over time. I'm too busy focused on me to focus on my competition. You know, we're the industry changing company, not them. So of course they're going to talk. People tell you this: they either love me or hate me. My competition, they love me. It's a lot of them because I welcome them into my company, and we open the door to them, and we're nice to them, and we want to work with them. I have a lot of great friends in this industry that they share with me, and I share with them. Then there's the guys that say, "Oh yeah, fuck, forget Tommy. He's just, oh yeah, he's a cocky dude that thinks he knows everything." Look, that's not the case at all. The reason I have the podcast is because I get to talk to really, really smart people and ask great questions. I think we got something special here, but it's not me. It's our employees. The employees make the company. They are the culture. There's no such thing as a one-person culture. So the guys that don't like me, they're not willing to take free advice. They're not willing to learn from a $100 million, damn near $100 million company. That's fine. Let them be in their one truck, driving all alone, being lonely, working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. One guy tried to convince me that wraps weren't good. I said, great. What market are you in? I'm coming there next. It's a freaking joke. Guys just, they got too much pride. I have zero pride. I'll walk into any shop to learn. I'll come in with a pad of paper, like something like this, and I'll have a million notes. That's the difference. Let's see here. Give us some details on vertical lift event. Thank you, Cody. So here's the deal. Vertical lift is going to change the industry. We are going to teach everybody how to do marketing, how to do sales, I'll just tell you guys some stuff here. Let me open up my folder. Osdorf show. So some of the things we're going to have, we're going to learn about SEO, LSA, VA service, citation sites, Valpak Clipper, PFP, dope marketing, PPC, call cap, how to do tracking numbers, backup call centers, background checks, drug tests, just the most amazing systems in the world. ZipRecruiter, you're going to learn how to get auto permit pulling, vehicle insurance, workman's comp. We're going to be talking a lot about how these tools I use to dominate the competition. Look, the guys that can't afford to be at this thing are going to get crushed. No offense. We're stronger together. We'll have better buying power together. We're going to learn how to market better. I'll tell you what, if you guys come to this event and you're in the garage door industry, you're going to become wealthy beyond you have no idea what's about to happen. This is going to change the industry. I promise you. And if you're just saying, yeah, right, I don't want to be there, I'm fine with it. We don't need other people in this. Look, my purchasing power is $15 million a year. I get a better price than you. I'm negotiating stronger than you. I pay less from service time than you. We understand how to use service time. You're going to learn a lot about that. We're going to be talking to companies that absolutely murder it. We're going to be talking to a guy that trained 50 $10 million producers in the HVAC industry, not to mention 7,000 other companies that aren't in garage doors, and you guys are going to get to learn how they do it. I'm not the pro. I got all the pros coming. Al Levy, he helped save the company in a lot of ways. He taught me how to write all these manuals, all these beautiful manuals. He's going to be here. Look, we're going to have panels. We're going to have an amazing event. This thing's going to be off the chain. I can tell you that. Nothing else. This is what I've always wanted to do. I wanted to get a bunch of people together and see what we could do together. And this is what it's all about. So hopefully people start talking about it. They invite their friends in the garage door industry, because we're opening our trucks. We're going to show them our KPIs. We're going to show them. We're going to log into our CRM. We're going to get the best speakers of guys that they understand business more than most people do. And hopefully when you come out of here, there's a few things I want you to take away. Number one, I want you to have more freedom. So the group is going to be called Garage Door Freedom. Number two, I want you to be able to run your business from an island somewhere in Tahiti. Number three, I want to have you make sure you have a business that you can sell one day. Because right now, I'm not so sure. This garage door industry, if cars go completely autonomous, garage doors will cease to exist, at least for the most part. You guys will struggle in the garage door industry. So there's a lot to think about there, and they will go autonomous one day. And that means there will be no need for even to own a car, because cars could basically, if there's enough autonomous cars out there, no one will own a car. I promise you. I've talked to the people. A lot of builders are going without the garage door now. Let's put it that way. What event is this R? I don't know. What event is this R? Don't really know that one. I'm sure you meant to say the event is only for garage door companies, residential mostly. Super excited about it. I'm going to be talking a lot about it. We're going to be in the garage door news and DASMA and all that good stuff. So working on that. Cody's been helping me out, posting in his groups. That's amazing. I'll leave you guys with this. The guy asked me, what do you want, Tommy? What is your goal? And I said, it's simple. I only want 3 things. To do what I want, when I want, with whoever the hell I want. That means if I want to fly tonight to Alaska and go hunting and with 10 of my best friends, and some of them have to fly in from other states, they don't need my money. But if I'm fortunate enough to help and the money's working hard for me, that means I can do it. I know my stepdad is looking to get a boat. I'd love to do that. As long as he plans on driving the days that we want to go out and have a beer. I'd love to be able to do that. If I want to go hang out, fishing trip, maybe in Michigan from my hometown, I'd love to be able to do that on the fly. So you got to ask yourself, what does that mean? What is wealth versus being rich? Wealth means simple. Wealth is making money when you sleep. Rich is because you made a lot of money. It doesn't mean it's working for you. And it takes hard work and sweat equity to become wealthy. And you got to be smart. My smartest attribute that I have right now is I go visit bigger companies than me, and they're happy to help me because a lot of people don't ask. You'd be surprised how many people are sitting there that are struggling and they're drowning and they're so afraid to ask people for help. I don't get it. I'd love for somebody to explain that one to me. Would you recommend as a first employee to hire someone experienced or train someone? I'm a one-man plumbing company and having a hard time finding installers here in San Bernardino, California. The deal is when you're that small, I hate to say this. This goes against my grain, but you definitely want some experienced guys. You'd want to find someone, I'd say, maybe came out of a trade school with the right attitude. You know who I'd love to find is a really, really good person that's moving into town. So you got to have your ads out there. Let me think of the platform. Indeed has a platform there that when a resume pops online and Indeed, it lets you know you pay for those. But it's amazing. I'm learning all this cool stuff on recruiting. Actually, if you guys are looking for employees, my buddy Jody, I'm telling you, this guy, I went from barely getting employees, 2 applicants a week in Milwaukee. This dude is crazy. Him and his wife, Vanessa, I mean, they figured it out. They hit me up. And they said, hey, we're doing this truck driving recruiting crap. And I'm like, cool. Tell me about it. And she showed me. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm getting freaking 500 applicants a day. It's nuts. It's called rapidhire.info. I think he's buying rapidhire.com, but you've never seen anything like it because they go to Facebook and Instagram. Like, I can't even explain it. They just figured out a software that text messages people. It sends emails to the people. It does the background checks. It does the interviews for you. Go there. Oh, God, sorry. Frog in my throat. Damn it. Don't have any water here. Man, it's been a long day. I started my meeting. You guys know how passionate I get during my meetings in the morning. I told this story. I'm going to share a story with you guys here. Hopefully you dig it. One day there's this woman. This woman is a pretty crabby lady. And one day she looks out the window. She looks out the window and she says to her husband, come over here. She goes, I don't get it. This lady is always doing laundry and hanging her clothes on clothespins. She's like, the clothes are never clean. She's like, why can't this lady learn to have clean clothes? What's wrong with this woman? And every day, same thing. She nags to her husband, nags to her husband, nags to her husband. One day, she wakes up a little late. She looks out the window and all the clothes are clean. They're spotless. And she goes, I can't believe it. This lady finally figured out how to clean her damn clothes. And the husband goes, I finally cleaned the windows because I got sick of you nagging. The point of that story is sometimes we're not looking through a clean lens. Sometimes we don't realize what people are going through. You know, recently I had something come up. And I'll tell you guys a story. My mom and my stepdad used to always call me up or she'd come in my office and she'd be crying. And she's like, I think someone's stealing toilet paper. And we used to have crazy shit happen. Listen, we were a small business. Don't put anything past me. It's happened. That's why I'm speaking from knowledge here. And I felt so bad because she'd really, really, really get down on herself and just say, I don't know why these guys do this to you. They take advantage of you. And I was like, Mom, so many people are doing so many good things for me. It's hard to really pay attention to the negative, number one. Number two is I've got bigger fish to fry. I got to be honest. There's bigger issues. At the time I was trying to get an SB8 loan. Things were tough. And the point is I didn't get to correct the things that they wanted me to. But they had no idea what I was going through. I had bigger fish to fry, bigger decision-making. And sometimes we get so mad at people when we have no idea what they're going through. We have no idea what to put ourselves in their shoes. And I think it's important to sit back and say, listen, let me get down to the root of this problem. Let me ask them what's going on. Maybe there's something going on with a loved one. Maybe there's something going on in their personal life. Maybe they got an issue from when they were a kid. Who knows? But it needs to be addressed. There's another story that Darren Hardy tells, and goes like this. There's two villages, one on the bottom of the base, one on the top. These guys are the bad guys. These guys are like cannibals, crazy, bad people. And this mountain is almost impossible to hike. These guys figured out a way to get to the top. They're relentless. This bottom one's a really nice tribe. And one day, the top guy, one of the guys comes down and kidnaps the lady's baby. And they got the baby at the top of this mountain. So they get their top 5 athletic guys, the best hunters that know how to go up the mountain. And these guys get up half the mountain and they decide, man, this is impossible. This is impossible to hike this mountain. You know, we're sorry, we can't do anything. And all of a sudden, from a distance, they see the woman, the mother, running down the hill, and she's got the baby. And they go, how in the hell? How did you get that baby? How did you get to the top? And she looks at them and says, it wasn't your baby, was it? And what that whole story is, and I get goosebumps, the whole story is figuring out your why, a why so strong. I've seen women pick up cars before with their husbands underneath it because the hoist fell or whatever. If you figure out your true why, your real passion, and I love what I'm doing. I love this stuff. But if you figure that out, you could go places that no one ever imagined. You could do things that people never imagined. You could grow beyond belief. And when I speak with passion. I believe. And I got to tell you guys, you look around here, we just have the most amazing people. And I had a guy touring our shop today, and he goes, Tommy, he goes, dude, he goes, everybody cares. He goes, everybody's friendly. Everybody's having fun. You got the best leaders I've seen. I go, I know. I'm very fortunate. I feel like I'm just blessed. I mean, God is good. Let me see here. Hit up Jody, man. You guys got to see this thing. He's killing it. Yeah. Well, listen, guys. I guess I could tell you guys a joke since we got a little bit more time. I'll leave it with Trying to get into my clean jokes here. Hold on one second. I got a file full of 1,000 jokes that I store over the years. And I want to tell you guys something funny. Oh, great. I've got to upgrade my drive. So updating. Well, let me see if this opens. Well, it's not working. I can't think of a clean joke right now. Oh, I got one. You guys will like this one. So there's this blonde and this brunette. And the brunette goes, oh my God. She goes, I feel so guilty. She goes, last night I slept with a Brazilian. And the blonde goes, oh my God, you slut. She goes, how many is a Brazilian? That's not the cleanest joke, but that's all I got. So guys, if you need anything, feel free to get a hold of Bree. And it's not like I'm busy enough, right, Bree? But anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. I love answering questions. I love being a help. I love assisting if I could help. And I love hopefully making an impact in your life, because a lot of you have made an impact in my life. So appreciate you guys. I want you guys to have the best weekend ever. And I promise you, try hard, be there for your people, take care of your employees. Your employees are your internal customers, and you'll be a lot more successful for it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.